Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello. Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. Very fine,
Good.
ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Are you ready with the
Can
presentation,
we
ma'am?
start?
Shall I?
Yeah, it's ready, sir. It's ready. Can we start without? We need to wait for some more minutes.
The 19 members have joined, ma'am. So including me. Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. We'll start with the session, ma'am. Then we can go for. I have
Yes, sir.
given the information to all the participants through WhatsApp, ma'am.
Okay.
So still they have to
Okay.
join, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am. We'll start the session. Good morning, participants. A warm welcome to the fourth day session. That's a security optimization IoT using GNU Radio Companion and USRP. In this fourth day session, Dr. T.P. Anitashri ma'am is going to take a session. Before starting the session, my coordinator, Sharnodia ma'am, will give you a welcome address to our chief speaker, that is resource person, Dr. T.P. Anitashri ma'am.
Very good morning to one and all present here. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our today's resource person, Professor Dr. T.P. Anita Shriman. She has more than 5.5 years of industrial experience and also more than 15 years of teaching experience in various reputed academic institutions. Presently, she is working as Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Innovative Informatics in Institute of CSE at Savita School of Engineering at Chennai. She did her doctorate in computer science and engineering from the College of Engineering, Anna University, and also completed her master's in computer science and engineering and computer application from the reputed Anna University in 2017 and Madras University in 1996. She has published high impact ACA index journal computer network and many research articles in ESCI index journals and IEEE digital library. She also guided many scholars, postgraduate students and graduate students to pursue their research work in progressive way. Uh, she has published 11 papers in national and international conferences and 12 papers in international journal publications. She has received an international award for innovative research in network security from World Research Council and also international award for best professor from research under literal access with association of UMC and IDEA MAS. Uh, she, she got 2 patent field for 2 various publications. Then she got Best Faculty Award in CMC Limited, a Government of India enterprise, Chennai. Um, Now I hand over the session to our today's resource person, and ma'am, we are eagerly waiting for your to hear your presentation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Uh, can I share that slide, sir? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. One
Sure,
minute.
ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Is
It's
it
clearly
audible?
visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir. One
Yes,
minute.
audible also, ma'am.
Hope I'm able to all of you, right? Hello?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
hear me,
It's
sir?
Yes,
audible,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Clearly.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Can you see my slide also? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Yeah, yes, sir. Very good morning to one and all present here. Actually, this topic is a very important one which is very much needed for the next generation. And in terms of IoT devices, so IoT, if you take in general, wherever we go, whatever we do, it is all in terms of, I mean, a simple work, if you do it, it automatically we want to automate that. So for that, we need some electronic gadgets, which we are calling it as the IoT devices. That there the invention starts and people start thinking about the work, the manual to machine, and accordingly the automations. So when we talk about the automation, when we start using it in terms of the wireless technology, ultimately the major challenges what we are facing it in day-to-day activities are security. So that we are focusing more on this specifically in this session. Okay, so the agenda starts like this. The first simple introduction about IoT, and then the technological enhancement, then the role of AI in IoT, then the security threats that what we are going to face it and we are facing, and then security solutions, what is the remedy for it, and then where and all the applications, IoT security applications, and the final refinement solution with the chatbots and RPA. This is what is the content that we are going to see it. Am I audible to all of you? Is there any disturbance in voice? Any response also? Let us make this session to be so yeah, thank you. Let us make this session to be so interactive, and you can raise the queries also at the end of each and every sessions. Okay, and very simple things we all know about this Internet of Things, that is IoT, is smarter in companies, specifically in terms of incorporating the artificial intelligence to a particular task. The human being, they may do some specific task, simple task, and it need to be automated. For that, we will use what the machine learning technology to improvise the applications in terms of gadgets, that is electronic gadgets. And we happen to see here, this picture shows what, where and all. I mean, if I can say the other way also. Actually, where is it? Where exactly? Which one is not able to do it? Where exactly they cannot go for IoT? So there is no such terms at all. Wherever you see, whatever you want to do, that can be done with the help of advanced technology. So if it starts from a very important simple tools usage, the mechanical, from the mechanical discipline, civil, as well as in terms of medical, and in terms of the administrations, office administrations, the firms, the maintenance, the stock market, wherever we go, we can make that particular application in terms of or the usage through the IoT. And the technological enhancement, when we happen to see in IoT, mainly the funding, the capital funding of AI is focused on the startups, that is IoT based startups. So where exactly the IoT based startups comes, when some small example you can take it. Now let us take this in practice. This is an event, right? And here, if you happen to see, if there is no IoT, we cannot do this. Do you all agree this? Do you all agree this? There is a terminal that what we are presently in this situation, the event will occur until or otherwise. If we do this, I mean, we cannot execute this. Do you all agree this? You can unmute and say the answer. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Yes, yes. Thank you. So what exactly we are trying to do it here is the acquisition of the startup, the IoT device. It is in terms of IoT startups comes as I mean, each and every moment, every work by the human being is actually what transformation. For that, the transformations, when you wanted to make the transformations, only with the help of microprogram as well as the electronic gadgets will alone, definitely it will not be sufficient. So what we want is, that is, we want the super intelligence power. That for that we are going for the AI focused IoT devices. So when we say some, I mean, any gadgets, if you take a simple mobile applications, when in just 10 years before, we used to have, I mean, there is no iPhone at all, there's no touch screen. People will use only, the phone is meant for the communication, isn't it? People will be there and it is peer-to-peer communication, and wherever you want to see, that is wired, and many things. That of course in wireless also we are just talking only for some app messaging. But now when you happen to say a phone, and that to iPhone, if you take, it is meant for all. Not out. Anywhere, what is the situation? Do you all agree this?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And when, I mean, actually, what exactly this particular scenario, in the sense, what we have just now, this, I mean, the situation, what we have is just 10%. The 10% of AI-based devices are what? Emerging. And that too, when you happen to see, we are going to see much deeper in AI classifications. There we'll see what exactly that we are in which scenario presently. So what we have IoT devices, when you happen to see, even to take phone, and when you embed with the AI devices, AI software, ultimately I can give some instruction to control some devices. So that means this particular task is, you can say, in terms of just 10%. When we are, I mean, when we are moving this another couple of years, that is 2022, you can see from 10 to 80% of enterprise IoT project. That means everywhere. That is, it is actually given by the analyst Gartner, that is a great scientist in terms of our software specialist specifically here. And he said very clearly, and it is a confinement. It will be the booming like anything, that is go up to 80%. So what exactly they are trying to do it in here is the concept of machine learning based analytics will be integrated through the IoT devices, which helps us to perform very well. So that is what is technological advancement. And when we use the machine learning, it automatically identify the patterns and detect the anomalies in the data, that with the help of the sensors and actuators. So what is that is, when we use the devices, ultimately how the instruction will be processed through the sensors as well as the actuators. So then only the devices can get the input, and accordingly it will work for, right? So similar, when we say in terms of a simple information such as temperature, pressure, humidity, and any moisture in the air, anything you take it, it can be easily identifiable through our IoT devices. So when we compare with the traditional business intelligence tools, the traditional business intelligence tools, in the sense pure automation, that is pure automation, people are trying to do it. But when we say that is from manual operation to automate, that's all I can say. But it is when you embed with this current automation with a artificial intelligence, it is tremendous. The boom will be tremendous in terms of the execution, the speed, the time consumption, everything will be very, time consumption will be very less, and the target what we want can be achieved very quickly. So that is what is the advancement. I mean, the people, the current generation is actually moving towards the next generation in terms of these particular speedability. Of course, the execution should be in a perfect manner. So That's what, when we say the machine learning approaches can make operational predictions up to 20 times than the actual accuracy. And the next one, when we talk about the large organization across all over the world, if you take it, they are exploring this power, the power of AI with IoT to deliver the operation of a particular task in an efficient manner. So this is about our technological enhancement. That means, why do we need AI for IoT devices? What exactly? That's what we have seen. Okay, since we are moving towards the next generation, until or otherwise the AI is embedded, we cannot survive in the market. That is what is the, as far as the firm, that is the firm's perspective, any organization's perspective I'm talking about. The same way, even not only in organization, as an individual, when they addict to use the gadgets, ultimately they'll go for it. None of the people cannot survive without any mobile phone. Do you all agree this? Do you all agree this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the same. That's what. So the reflection on this particular context is what actually trying for the innovations. That is what is this particular AI-based IoT, right? So IoT characteristics. When we take the IoT characteristics, there are 7 characteristics that is based on this. This is overview. The total, when we say an IoT device, in that sense, it may be a part of these 7 characteristics. First, it is actually with the things that what we are trying to do with the sensing. Okay, the sensors will help us to predict what exactly. So that is for the data engine. There is say for example, we're talking now, and it should be logged, right? And until otherwise it's logged, there is no there's no meaning. So how many people have joined, how many people have attended, what exactly is going on, the person, what is the content. So it is not logged. So that means it is a data. It is a data. It stores in the particular database. So the data information, it needs to be analyzed and it needs to be processed and it needs to be stored. Any event, any moment you take, that's what I said at the beginning. When you enter into a particular room or any task are done by a human being, individual, can be automated through IoT. This is what is the so when a person is entering, when a person is trying to do some task, that is recorded, that is logged, isn't it? So those things are, where will it be? Where exactly it will be stored? It will be stored in the in terms of data information, right? Next, communication data flows. What is this communication data flows? So, say for example, the data flows, we all know, right? So, let's take a live event that what we have now. So, the data flows in the sense people in and around the world, and they are able to see this because of the application that what we are using is GNU, right? So, and apart from that, whether it can be viewable by the, next session people also, if you see, you ask, yes, it is. And apart from that, any other link, say for example, if somebody, I want to give a small demonstration with a industry person who I want to inculcate here, that is it possible? Yes, of course. So what is actually happening? If you see what is actually happening here is content, that is data, means the flows, if you have to say a particular event, is multiple ways, isn't it? So that is said to be your communication data flows. And apart from it, not only in one place, it can be communicable all over the world. That's why communication data flows. This is your third characteristics. Fourth, if you take intelligence, smart analysis. Intelligent smart. That is, what is the meaning of intelligent smart? As I said, when we take this phone and when I install this with an Alexa software, that any automation software that I install, ultimately, if I ask this system, this particular phone, to open a particular page, play this, if I say, ultimately it says it. Okay. So I need not do anything manually, but the system, it needs only a term called what my voice that is said to be. That's what we are going to see in our forthcoming session. That is AI-based information tools. Can anyone say what is actually AI-based technique that we are using here? If I say some word, it ultimately works for it. If I ask this system to play this particular PPT, it works for it. So which particular AI tools, AI technique will help for it? Can anyone say? Can anyone identify the technique? Intelligence smart analytics, we said. So here, intelligent smart in the sense, if I say through my automation software, maybe even through Alexa also, if I say play this, means it works for it. I just have to give the input command as through my mouth only, through voice only. So it automatically works for it. So which particular AI technique is useful here? Can anyone answer this question? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it's audible, ma'am.
Yeah. Can anyone answer to this question, please? If I say something in through voice, it ultimately works. Can you identify this AI technique? What we are using it there? Okay, I'll ask this question again when I discuss a particular session. You yourself can answer to this question anyway. We'll keep this in our log. Okay, that is data information. So the next one is
Can you repeat the question, please?
Question is very simple, ma'am. What is the question? I'm saying I'm using my iPhone, right? So
Yes.
I'm already using it in terms of some automation software that already installed. And once if I switch on that software, if I say some words, I'm asking to do this work. That is in terms of switch on, play this particular PPT, I'm saying. So ultimately it works. It opens that PPT. How is it possible? What is the AI tools that we are using? What type of AI technique that we are using it here?
So training, neural network.
Neural network is
artificial
okay.
intelligence, deep learning techniques, all.
Deep learning, you're trying, but not exactly to the concern answer that what I want.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. You are going to give the answer to these questions when we move on to the next session also. Okay, we'll see that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice, good try, madam has done. By the way, what's your good name, ma'am?
Ma'am, I am Pushpavati Ramaswamy.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what I'm asking is this intelligent smart, that is what we are trying, what exactly this characteristics of this IoT, this specific task is intelligent smart, in the sense something we want to do it, right? But I don't want to do manually, going and opening that particular screen. I don't want to do that manually, but we are giving instruction as an input through our mouth. Ultimately, it works for it. So how does it happen? What exactly? So this is one of the major characteristics. If we embed here, and here the major focus on our AI. So that's what I want to say it here. Of course, we are going to see it in our forthcoming session too. And next one is, next characteristic is action decision or automation. That means what action to be performed and whether this action need to be automated. So what are all the things, how to analyze this? That is in terms of the primary data, secondary data sets. We're analyzing with many technologies, many analysis, data analysis technique that we use it, and of course with which need to be embedded with the current day-to-day activity of our IoT applications, and accordingly we go for this automations. Okay, so this is another next characteristic is ecosystem, community, or context IoT. That means what exactly, whatever the things that we are developing, it should be eco-friendly. That is what is needed. So I can say I brought one nice an iPhone, which is I'm actually having more than 32 GB and many more applications we are saying we have developed. But whether human being can use it, that we need to think of it. Once if they are trying to do more and more things and more multitasking environment, only we are using it in almost all the electronic gadgets. Whether it is tolerable. So otherwise it will be, so what? I mean, the devastation will be very vast if we are not embedding this particular characteristic of our IoT devices. Then the connectivity, that is in terms of the M-term network. That is, when I say the connectivity, we are relying on many networks, right? That is in terms of the connectivity through our wireless mode, mainly in terms of the broadband connectivity. Apart from that, here when we have to see the access point must be in very proper, prominent manner. Otherwise, this cannot be clear, right? So these are all the major characteristics when the IoT devices, when we are trying to invent on devices. So these characteristics are mandatory, right?